My circle is not content creators.
Co-creators have been talking about mental health lately. Like Aishwarya Mohan Raj, she took a break from social media because it was affecting her mental health.
They get into it so deep that they were like, this view, that view. I'm like, think about why you started it. Like, for me, it was just like, at least if I can afford to run my house.
How do you deal with negative emotions? Like personally, what do you do?
A lot of people were like, hey, YouNick, bye. I'm like, bro, it's Nick.
Do your parents think you're funny? What do they say?
I don't think they think I'm funny.
They don't think you're funny. एक टाइम था जब प्रैंक्स और जोक्स सिर्फ हमारे फ्रेंड्स और फैमिली के लिए होते थे, बट नाउ इट्स 2024 और प्रैंक्स कंटेंट बन चुके हैं. And not just any kind of content that really holds our attention. And my next guest has a huge contribution to that. So please welcome Nikunj, fondly known as BeYouNick. Hello BeYouNick. Welcome to the So Positive podcast. So my first question is very tough. I don't know how you're going to answer it. You have to really, really think about it. Why is your name BeYouNick?
So I had a channel before this called Not So Funny.
Okay.
And it turned out to be how the name was.
So then you went with something.
So then I was like, I need something unique, which had my name in it. And for the longest, a lot of people were like, hey, YouNick, bye. I'm like, bro, it's Nick. It's not BeYouNick, it's Nick. But yeah.
Do people call you that? Because sometimes I call people by their Instagram bios.
Yeah.
I mean, not their bios, their usernames.
I don't know if you've seen my bio. My bio it's either time for chai or beer.
Oh.
But yeah.
But I'm sure people call you BeYouNick.
People call me BeYouNick.
Yeah, people do that. But so you do a lot of stuff around comedy and stuff. But there's a fine line between what you may find funny and what someone else might find funny, and crossing that line. Sometimes these pranks can go wrong. So has that happened to you, and how do you deal with that?
I mean, honestly, it's been 10 years that I've been doing this now, and I always try to be like very away from that line. I don't abuse on my content. I've never touched any sensitive subject. I think it's tougher to do it this way because it's easier to make people laugh suddenly if you're abusing. I'm not against anybody who does that, but I feel I do sketch comedy which is situational, and I don't think anybody would have a problem with like a situation, and that's why personally I've never faced any problem around it. There was this once that had happened, like I had a joke around like the language Hindi, and I somehow made a poster in the back that Hindi is our national language, and then I got, because it's not, right? That was the only time. So I put the video down. In 10 years, that's the only time I got like a little bit of that backlash.
And how did you deal with that backlash?
I just deleted the video.
But did it affect you negatively?
I mean, I did.
Because you must have felt such a high with, just constantly getting so much love and
Yeah.
appreciation when
No,
one bad thing happens.
It feels sometimes, and like majorly because I've not experienced it. So I'm not the right guy to like kind of say that it felt a lot, but like for that little bit, I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna put it down. I don't care. And the video is doing really good.
Yeah,
it was a very smart video.
Yeah.
I had to put it down and then I shot it again.
That's a good way, I guess, of dealing with it, to like find the most constructive
It's better than like
way.
the movies that you can't shoot it again.
Yeah, the movies, so you can't shoot
I know,
it again.
right?
But like something that I do is I use comedy as a defense mechanism a lot. Before someone else can laugh at me, I'm always laughing at myself, and I'm one to always take a joke, and I know you.
But that's how you start.
That's how you start, and you also take, I think, jokes on you pretty well and stuff. But how do you deal with negative emotions? Like personally, what do you do?
I mean, you were saying emotions in general, or like you're saying
negative ones, specifically like feelings of being low and anxious, or when you see someone else out there doing better than you, how do you deal with that?
I don't know. I've just I read it somewhere, and like I'm not a very jealous guy. I generally am competing with myself, and I feel that if somebody is doing well in life without say working for it, I think God has given him that, and then if you're questioning him, that means you're questioning God. So I think he deserves it. Whatever. Like I'm pretty happy at my space, and I don't know if you know about this, but I've got a very rag to riches story. So I'm like pretty chill in life. That
you're happy with where
I'm happy with where I've come from right now, and I never imagined my life like this, and I'm so happy about it, and I'm just looking forward for like what I'm excited about. Then why am I not there? And it's okay. I'm still here. It's big.
Yeah, that's a really nice way of looking at it. But you must be super hectic. Like you do so many things, and you constantly have so much going on, and you're operating on so many different platforms. So it can get pressurizing and overwhelming as well, right? It must take a toll on your mental health.
I'll say there was a phase when it took a toll on my mental health. I'm in a very happy space right now because now I feel that if you are constantly say working or doing something, what I do, doing things like I do, then what people do is that people are thinking of from where the people are watching them, what the analytics, what are people talking about. I don't.
You don't get into
I don't
it.
care.
You don't get into it.
My scene is that if I feel if I do it, that means I'm doing a job. Then I might as well do a job. I go back to why I started what I started, right? And for me, I'm the audience. If I'm making something, is this something that I find funny? Is this something that I laugh at? That's about it. I don't do anything that's trending. I don't do what's happening. I'm just like happy with what I'm making.
You're not overcomplicating it and theorizing it and
exactly.
making it like
And then
a strategy.
nobody can. If you know what to do, like if
Everyone
there'll be
would
a
do
school
it. Yeah.
around it, and everybody would do it.
Yeah.
Nothing works. Everything works. You learn. It's just you should have fun while doing it. That's the main thing. A lot of people don't get this. That they get into it so deep that they were like this view, that view. I'm like, think about why you started it. Like, you know, for me it was just like, at least if I can afford to run my house, I can give money to my parents. This is what I want to do. And I don't know, but like, you know, when you know what to do, what you want to do, you can't do anything else. I'm so happy that I get to do what I want to do, and that's big. Not a lot of people are getting that.
Yeah. And you said that there was a time, of course, where it was taking a toll on your mental health. So, what are some things that you do to wind down when you're feeling like that?
I divert myself in a lot of different things. Like I play football. Like it's fun. Like, you know, you should do something where you don't require your brain. Like where you just have to like play. You don't have to think about anything, right? I make music, so I play guitar and like sing sometimes. That's fun. And then I try to do other work. Like I own a lot of businesses apart from what I do, and that's a crazy ones. Like I own few food trucks in San Francisco where we sell vada pav.
Oh.
Yeah, we sell vada pav.
I'd love to try that.
Missile pav there. So it's, for me, that's day zero for there. Like, you know, I'm hustling there now. And I'm thinking about how to grow that without using what I do, right? And that's fun. For me, I go back to day one of BeYouNick, and that's any new business that I'm doing. It's that for me.
And random thought, I was watching cricket before this, and you were like, oh, you're also watching cricket, and I know you're a big cricket fan, and you do a lot of content, you know, around cricket, and I'm a big KKR fan. But
I figured. Yeah, I saw the jersey and I figured.
You saw my stress while watching the match. But who has been your favorite cricketer to collaborate with?
To collaborate with? I mean, I did this bit with Mumbai Indians probably like 8 years ago, and Hardik Bumrah and like everybody were there, and they played a prank in the first minute.
What did they do?
Yeah, they were like, so I was doing a sketch comedy that I do, right? So that scene was they go outside and then they knock, and they knocked and they left the building. They went out to like eat something and came back.
Oh my god,
that was fun.
But a lot of your co-creators have been talking about mental health lately. Like Aishwarya Mohanraj, you know, she took a break from social media because it was affecting her mental health. Do you feel like having conversations about it makes it easier to talk about?
You know what I feel is when you do something, like your circle is full of actors right now, right? My circle is not content creators. My circle are the friends that I know before BeYouNick was there. So I live here, but I go back to Dombivli where I lived all my life, and I'll try to be there a lot of times, and I'm just around friends who still abuse me, like who still like they still treat me the same. They don't care if I become like as big as like any big actors right now. It doesn't matter for them. So I just try to be around people who know you from before, and just like for sometimes I'm nothing against people who are friends with creators or something. Just get out of it. There's a life after that. You become too big. If you are in the position where you're talking about them, that means they're big. Think about how far you've come. Chill with your friends, hang out like with your friends, go out with them, just like try to live like a normal life. Because you know, a lot of people are not self-aware. A lot of people think that they've become too much, but they're not. Nobody cares about you. That's okay. For a bit, it's just you should care about yourself. You should care about people around you. Just try to have fun. I love having fun. I'm a fun guy.
I feel the same way. Even with my, I go back to my school friends because with them I feel, my most normal self. You know, people I've grown up with because they don't treat me any different, and I feel like I can do anything and not be judged.
Exactly,
at the end of the day.
And that's how you grow too. Because I generally don't stay here a lot because there are a lot of yes men around you, which is kind of pulling you down. Just be around with your friends; they'll be very real to you.
And how do you deal with success? And like, how do you measure success and failure?
at a position where somebody like Ananya Panday asks you, how do you feel, what success means to you or something, that means you've become successful. I'm joking.
And also when you go out there and those thousands of
That's-
people are going to be
yeah.
so excited to see you on stage. I think that must be a great feeling.
That's great, and it's just it takes me back to the time that's how we started from, and like I still remember the first person who like asked a picture with me, and I'm like, "Come here, say."
Same thing happened
Yeah.
with me. Like, I think I got more excited than the fan, and I
Exactly.
scared them off, and then like they were like, "Galti ho gayi."
I
Kuch
swear,
nahi
no.
चाहिए.
I was on a train, local train, when I'm going back to Dombivli, and there's one person like, "Sir, एक photo ना ला क्या मेरे साथ?" Like, yeah. Then वो बोलता है बराबर नहीं आया. मैंने बोला यार तू लेना, मैं इधर रुका, मैं डुम्बली जा रहा हूँ, मैं तेरे लिए कल्याण आ जाऊंगा वापस. तू फोटो ले अच्छे से.
The same thing happened to me because we were shooting for student, not the same thing, but we were shooting for Student of the Year, and everyone used to come up to Tiger and ask him for photos all the time. And I was like, when will people ask me? When will people ask me? And then this little girl came up to me and she's like, softly, can I have a photo with you? And I was like, me, yes, you can do whatever you want. We can have pictures and conversations and everything you want. I was like way more excited than
Oh,
her.
yeah,
And
sure.
I saved that picture. I took one on my phone also, and I'm like, this was my first fan moment.
Oh, wow.
But I have a little rapid fire for you.
Oh, yeah.
You wake up as Pat Cummins. What would you do?
I would just go get out like every first ball I'll do hit wicket.
Who's the cricketer who would give you a run for your money?
Virat Kohli. I think it's because he's just generally like that as a person. Like whatever he wants to do, he'll excel in that.
Yeah. Do your parents think you're funny? What do they say?
I don't think they think I'm funny.
They don't think you're funny. No. Would you rather gain 1 million followers or get 1 million in cash?
I'll get 1 million in cash because like I think those 1 million followers in one day wouldn't be like real people.
What if it is?
I don't know. I'll still get the 1 million.
You're
I
going
want to
with
make
the-
my
You're going with
people.
the money. Okay. And in an alternate universe, what would BeYouNick do?
I was a bartender before this for like
Oh.
8 years. I'll still be doing that, and I love doing it. And like I saw Cocktail, Tom Cruise, and then I'm like, this is what I want to do.
That's so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know.
But that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. And we always give them a little homework at the end of the episode.
Okay.
So my so positive homework for you, there are two of them, so you can choose which one you want to do. So think of one thing that makes you be unique, which
Wow.
makes you unique. So write that down. And also, think of yourself 10 years ago and what would you tell yourself 10 years ago today, being in the position that you are. Because the way you spoke about being grateful for, where you are now, and 10 years back you wouldn't have even thought you'd be in the position you are today. Imagine if you could go back and tell yourself that now.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just it makes it so easy.
Yeah, you're living your dream basically.
yeah. It's amazing. So if you're 10-year-old, then don't do this.
Yeah, that's weird. Don't do that. But you can go back 5 years then. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.